Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. I would now like to invite P. Balaji, Chief Regulatory and Corporate Affairs Officer, Vodafone Idea Limited, at this leadership keynote session on 5G for a better tomorrow. P. Balaji is the Chief Regulatory and Corporate Affairs Officer at Vodafone Idea Limited, India's largest telecom service provider from 31st August 2018. A member of the national leadership team, Balaji leads the company's regulatory, public policy, and government relations activities along with industry advocacy, corporate communications, reputation management, and CSR. Prior to his present role, Balaji was the Director, Regulatory External Affairs and CSR at Vodafone India. Over to you, Mr. Balaji, for your valuable keynote.
Good morning, friends. It is a pleasure for me to be speaking at the annual edition of the Voice&Data Telecom Leadership Summit. We are at the cusp of 5G rollouts in the country. Therefore, it is important that we deliberate on this very important technology evolution to make it a success in India. Frankly, 5G is more than a technology evolution. It is a catalyst for collaboration and innovation across sectors and players that will change the lives of citizens and enterprises. India is already experimenting and testing 5G. I believe this is necessary to build a strong foundation for 5G and to drive digital India. We are ready for 5G at the right time when the market and the ecosystem is maturing. For 5G to be a success, there is a need for facilitation in several areas, including the development of India-specific use cases for enterprises and consumers, enabling government policies around spectrum to drive network investments, backhaul, and devices. Industry players, supported by the government, have taken some concrete steps towards the path of 5G rollout in the last 1 year. The allocation of 5G spectrum for trials was a welcome first step. The fact that it was extended further suggests that all stakeholders want to get into 5G in a definitive and meaningful way so that its benefits for the consumers and society is achieved fastest, that it catalyzes economic growth and also brings some return to the industry. Vodafone Idea's 5G strategy has been centered around collaboration and partnership because we believe 5G will be a success only if all ecosystem players come together to bring use cases of relevance to consumers and enterprises. During our 5G trials in Pune and Gandhinagar, we brought together technology leaders, domain experts, startups to curate a wide range of use cases in areas such as public safety, connected health services, connected schools, smart cities, smart construction and connected workers, drone-based surveillance, sports in terms of smart sports training, and immersive cloud gaming. And further, at over 4 Gbps, Vodafone Idea recorded the fastest 5G speeds in the country during the trials. Our focus is now on developing more use cases in areas such as smart cities and gaming, smart agri and as well. You will see a lot of action in these areas this year. Talking of investments, with the telecom reforms package, the government has clearly indicated its intention to drive digital economy growth and have a stable market structure of 4 players, 3 private and 1 government. What is needed now is a well laid out spectrum policy, which will be key to investments in 5G. As per estimates, there are over 7 lakh 4G base stations in the country that will need to be augmented and upgraded to 5G. Add to that, there is a need for additional few lakh sites due to densification of network over the next few years. All this requires massive investment. In fact, the government's own National Digital Communication Policy estimates investment requirements to the tune of $100 billion. And for this, a financially healthy telecom sector is essential. It is critical that policymakers look at the economic growth that 5G will drive, rather than just the revenue from spectrum sale. The government's key initiatives and programs, whether it's a Make in India, the production-linked incentives, Digital India, Startup India, a $1 trillion digital economy target, all of these will be driven faster by 5G. It will surely have a multiplier effect on economic growth and generate significant employment in the country. Therefore, as India gets ready for 5G rollout and spectrum auctions, it is imperative that policymakers plan an auction process that benefits 1.3 billion population in the country and gives them operator choice, that it stabilizes the industry so that people who are in the sector, the players, the telcos, can invest into 5G networks. And lastly, to drive adoption of 5G by encouraging innovation and delivery of new services over 5G networks. The spectrum auction planning should ensure that all 4 telecom players get adequate spectrum with significantly lower pricing than the present reserve prices. During the TRAI consultation, the industry has proposed no upfront fee and a few years of moratorium to ensure that all the investment goes into network deployment of 5G. It will also be necessary to have spectrum caps to avoid spectrum concentration in 1 or 2 operators, along with the auction of E and V band for backhaul spectrum. At an industry level, there is a consensus that valuation of the mid-band 3300 to 3670 megahertz spectrum should be reduced by about 90% or more. The industry also expects easier payment terms provided for so that the financial stress is neither aggravated nor does it nullify the liquidity support provided the government through the reform package in September 21, which was absolutely path-breaking step taken by the government. We are hopeful that the industry's demand requests will be addressed by the regulator and the government, since there's been intensive consultation that has taken place on the matter recently. Taking these steps will also enable to create the right digital infrastructure for 5G so that it triggers a multiplier effect on the economy and meets the larger national objective. We believe that interventions such as what I have mentioned will also open 5G for more innovation and will enable India to take a leap towards a smarter, safer, and sustainable future. The startup ecosystem is a hotbed of innovation. They have had a significant role to play already in the growth of the economy. And with the government's enabling policy, it will further drive more growth in this vibrant ecosystem with 5G coming in. At Vodafone Idea, we are working with several innovative startups to build our propositions for Industry 4.0, smart cities, and smart citizens. To make Vodafone Idea ready for 5G, we are modernizing our network with 5G-ready technologies such as massive MIMO, dynamic spectrum sharing, etc. We are deploying 5G-ready equipment on both radio and core, and with our early moves in Open RAN adoption, cloudification of core, and with the largest edge cloud deployment in the country, Vodafone Idea network is now ready for 5G rollout in the future. In a nutshell, there is a lot that can be done, but a lot more is required. I would only say I'm hopeful, and I think India is ready for 5G. I believe that Vodafone Idea is ready for 5G, and our consumers and enterprises will get 5G for a better tomorrow in the future. With this, I thank Voice&Data for getting the industry stakeholders together on this platform and wish you success for your event ahead. Thank you and have a great day.